Hi guys, this is another timeless starseed reading for whoever is interested in these things. Let's see what we have to say. Normally I do it on piles, or cards, card number 1, 2 or 3. Right now I'm going to pull 3 cards and you decide which one you want. Usually I choose them ahead of time, but there you go. One just jumped. Let's see another one. There you go. One more. One more please for the third choice. There you go. We have 2 for the third choice. I can see in here. Now let's see what the first one is. Is Earth plus pulsing. I hope I'm saying it right. Earth is pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down time in nature. Let's see what this is all about. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. Download an earth pulsing meditation if you want to help yourself with this, or my suggestion is to go ground yourself. Stay 10 minutes because now for us, at least for where I am in this hemisphere, spring is starting soon, so go walk barefoot in the grass. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding and belonging once given to us by earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as the mother once did. Forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You are able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. What comes with this is, I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. If you would have this card on you in your hand, you should place this card on the portal of your heart and say what I just said. So this was choice number 1, my dear. Look at this. It's amazing. Look at the waters. We do not have time to go. I'm going to bring it closer a bit. We do not have time to go more in nature and enjoy this, all this beauty that has always been there. Like the card said, we are looking for others to support us in our search for something. Sometimes we don't even know what we are searching for. And then we become angry, frustrated, then we start shouting. So go ahead and ground yourself, my dear. Let's move to number 2. Choice number 2. Lost Lands. This one, it says that soul memories and gifts, because you've done this before. You will remember probably something in this life, okay? And you feel like here, like in a lost land, or probably here on earth you feel like you are on a lost land. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You, my dear, are being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Just remember, my dear, just remember. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you are receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today, in a different dimension. I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experience them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon, exists within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands so we can all learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. There is an activation of this card, my dear. Place it on the portal of your heart and whisper the followings. I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. When I kept this card in my hands, I could feel myself in this. And my guides, they kept on telling me to remind one of you who feels that this resonates deeply with you. Yes, that gift of yours is there for you to help humanity at this time. Go ahead and work on it. Go ahead and let it free. If you need to go on YouTube or any other channels or any other avenues to help humanity, we need your help. That's what they said. So let's go to number 2. Number 2 has 2 cards in here. Cracked open and karmic relationships. I'm going to grab the book and see what does it say in here. Cracked open. Sorry if my nose is stuffy, it's just that I'm not over my cold or whatever the heck that was. But I needed to come to you because you need this help, okay? This card in here says like this. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Don't let the weight and density of the walls squash your tender spirit, my dear. Instead, let it call even more of it home, into your body, at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open. Wide open is the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first, they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen. So surrender to the process. It's how the lights get in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. So God bless you, my dear. I can feel the pain for some of you that chose this one. Karmic relationships. Let's just move on so I can see what this one has for you, my dear. I found it. Karmic relationship says like this. It's Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict for you. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnated on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you are one of them, my dear. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive, second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We are all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? That's your homework for today. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict, my dear? Think of this and your life will definitely change in better. Love and light. I'm done with this kind